If you're a real estate investor, you're losing millions of dollars by not doing this thing. I'm about to show you exactly what that thing is and how to fix it. Show you guys is going to confuse a lot of you. I'm going to be talking about, it's my belief you should stop thinking as a real estate investor, at least for a little bit, because one of the biggest issues that gets addressed with me in my DMs at events is real estate investors struggling to scale. And they're really struggling to scale because they're not implementing basic business principles. And this episode is focused on implementing those basic business principles that are going to allow you to scale your real estate company. Because again, if you're watching this show, my goal is to take you from hustler to operator to architect, or from someone that's struggling chasing down the next check to someone that owns a real estate business that's doing deals instead of themselves killing themselves every single month to do that next deal. And the reality is, in real estate, in any business, on paper, it's easy. So the first thing I want to get across to you guys, a lot of the concepts I'm talking about today are going to sound easy on paper, but it's really the game between the ears. It's the mental game of implementing this and executing despite emotion, stress, failure, and setbacks that'll set you apart. And the best real estate investors I know, they think like business owners. So they're business owner first, real estate investor second, and that allows them to solve bottlenecks and build a business that serves them. Like a good buddy of mine, Taro Yarber, talks about all the time, is he says he hates real estate. I wouldn't say I hate real estate, but I like business more than I like real estate. Real estate's just one of the vehicles that I play in. And if you're watching this show, your goal might be to develop houses one day, to build a massive portfolio one day, to syndicate one day, to flip, to wholesale, whatever you're trying to do in real estate to make money in real estate, it scales a lot better and you'll enjoy your life a lot more if you focus on building that thing as a business. Because if we can build as a business, we can scale like a business, and a business brings a lot more freedom in terms of what you guys are thinking of freedom, in terms of time freedom, than simply having a hustle does, always chasing down the next deal. Because we all know that investor, that real estate broker, that person that's 60 years old that still is having to slave away selling houses because they never built a machine, right? They built themselves a high-paying job, and that's not a bad thing. For some people, that's incredible. You can make a ton of money, you can invest that money, you can have a great life. But a lot of you guys listening to this, you are trying to build something beyond just a high-paying job. You are trying to build a business. And so if you're doing real estate deals of any kind, this is an episode you want to listen to front to back probably several times to make sure you're applying basic business principles. Let's talk rule number one, which is delegate what you can delegate. My biggest thing with every real estate investor is most of them have way more capacity to delegate than they think they can. And if you are in the US of A, United States of America, it is my belief, I'm pro-capitalism, it is my belief that if you have the resources to, and you have the bandwidth to, and the ability to, it is your right to continue to create, your obligation to continue to create more jobs, worldwide jobs in this case. So even if you are a brand new investor, you need to be doing two things: doing a time audit consistently so you know where your time is going, and delegating work that is not revenue producing. And the reality is, if you love sales, if you love dispositions, you can do that for life, but you need to delegate the rest so you can spend your time doing what you love in your business, right? You might not love dispositions, but you love that function in your company. And two, it makes you money, because that's the highest lever. If you can be out there selling deals all day and not worried about lists and skip tracing, blah, 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 and all that kind of crap that goes into building a marketing campaign for off-market deals, you're going to have a much better life and you're going to enjoy your business a lot more. And my goal for you is to have a business you enjoy, not just a hobby or something that drains you and makes you burn out eventually, because I've seen that happen over and over and over again. So delegate what you can delegate. Second business principle you have to understand is financials, because so many investors don't understand simple business finance. So what I recommend you guys doing is picking up the book Profit First for Real Estate and having dedicated accounts to taxes, to owner's pay, and to OPEX or operating expense. Also, having a pulse on your financials. You guys should know where every single dollar is going. It is so important because especially in a business like real estate, we have fixed overhead and expenses and variable revenue. We want to make sure we know where each dollar is going and how that amplifies how we take it out of our company. The next thing you want to really pay attention to, especially as you grow, is your data, your KPI, your company data. Because so many real estate investors, they build companies without knowing their numbers. And if you build a company without knowing your numbers, guess what you're doing? You are guessing. And good operators, good business owners, good real estate business owners don't guess. Okay. They make educated assumptions. So they're not just going off a gut feeling saying, hey, I think we should try this marketing channel. Hey, I think we should make this hire. Hey, I think we should try this new software. They are making educated guesses based on their data. So you need a way that's automated to track your data day in and day out. You can use something like Looker Studio and have someone off Upwork pay them a couple $100 to have them set up, pulling all that data out of your CRM. But someone should be able to ask you, hey, Cole, what's the data on your company? How many leads do you get a day? How many leads do you need for a deal? What's your cost per lead? What's your cost per deal? How many sales guys do you have? How many calls does it take them to get a deal? How many days from when a lead comes in to it's locked up? If you guys are doing flips, how long did it take you to do a flip? All these things have to be tracked. If you do not track your data, you don't have a business. So again, we've gone over delegation, we've gone over finance, we've gone over data. So delegate what you can delegate, understand your financials, and the fact that data is king. Okay. The fourth piece, and maybe the most important piece of simple business principles you absolutely have to be implementing is just simplify. Simplify everything you possibly can. There's kind of a code name for this that I use with my team. Okay. It's simplify, automate, delegate, systemize, or delete. Again, it's simplify, automate, delegate, systemize, or delete. So when you're going throughout your day, everything that you do as a function in your business, as a business owner, you need to focus on the who or the how, not the what you need to do. So if you have something you need to do, it needs to be done in your business, can you simplify it? Yes, you can usually simplify it, meaning you make it a process, you make it super simple, you take that process out of your head. Can you automate it with technology, with AI? A lot of times you can. Can you systemize it? Is there a tech tool out there for that? Can you delegate it? Can you delegate it to someone else? You probably can if you're being honest with yourself. Or can you delete it? And a lot of times you can delete stuff too, because at the end of the day, you might have thought it's a good idea, but your numbers are telling you it's just not that needed. So that's one of the core pieces there. Can you properly simplify your business? Because really what elite level CEOs and entrepreneurs do, they try to find the simplest way to get from A to Z. Newbies try to find the most complicated, sexy way to get from point A to Z. But really, really good operators, really good business owners who practice business principles, they simplify every single thing they can simplify. Okay. Another one I want you guys to focus on is focus on problems you have the right to solve. So if you don't have enough leads, but you're focusing on sales, you haven't earned the right yet to focus on sales. You need more leads. So focusing on solving problems you actually have the right to solve is a really important thing to understand as you build your business. Otherwise, you're going to spin yourself in loops nonstop. Okay. The last thing business principles and the best business entrepreneurs do is they have a practice of capacity, a capacity practice. And what a capacity practice is, it's a ritual, it's a habit that allows them to show up with their team engaged and ready to perform. If you do not have a capacity practice, you're going to burn out, you're going to get stressed, anxious, tired, put on weight, not exercise, and that's going to trickle through your organization. For me, that's writing. For some people, that could be lifting. For some people, that could be golfing. I don't care what it is, but you have to have a practice. It's not really a business principle, but having a practice that gives you capacity back and fills that cup, because so much of your business will drain it, because business really is solving problems. Last but not least is the what and why. What your company is and why you're doing it. And then you need to make sure that's communicated throughout your team, because that's what builds culture. Your team should be able to answer your what and why. If you asked anyone on one of my teams, why is Cole building this? What is Cole building and why? They're all going to know. For example, with my call center business, you ask them what does Cole want to build? He wants to build a one-stop shop for real estate investors, for their lead flow, for their pipeline, so they can get started and that's available to them. Why? Well, the reason being is because when he came in the game, he didn't have that. And most people don't have that. And that's the main roadblock, is people need a one place to go, ignore all the noise, be able to get what they need to get deals done as soon as possible. That's the reality of it. So without further ado, you guys, this is a great show and I hope you enjoyed it. This is probably worth watching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, depending on where you're at and changing your business from a hustle to an actual business and implementing these business principles. You guys have to be implementing business principles into your real estate practice, whatever that is, developing, flipping, wholesaling, building a portfolio, syndicating. I don't care. Treat it like a business and it'll pay you like one. As always, you guys, a like, a share, a review means the world. We listen to your guys' comments. This show today came from a comment I got on DM about how I've been able to apply so many business practices to my companies that give them scale and honestly make business fun. And you should have fun running your company, at least some of the time, right? A lot of times it sucks. That's the reality of it. You're solving problems, but once upon a time, you should have some fun. So like I always say, and I truly mean it, and I had a conversation today with a buddy talking about just how one real estate deal can shift your whole perspective. So you are truly one deal away.